Hey, good morning. We talked a little bit yesterday, started talking about concentrated positions. A concentrated position, of course, is if you have a significant amount of your wealth or net worth in one particular asset, or it could be one particular asset class. It could be something like I am, I have a bunch of AI stocks or a bunch of back in the day, internet stocks. I could have all crypto, whatever it might be, but usually it's people that have concentrated, positions, something like Bitcoin, something like Nvidia, something like, maybe a private company. Maybe they sold their business and now they have, most of their wealth is in the acquiring business. And it's not that this is necessarily bad. We're not necessarily telling people you can't have that. I think the idea is you have to start planning around it, because sometimes those concentrated positions are not always liquid. Maybe there is no liquidity for what you have. Maybe there'll be a big tax consequence if you go try to sell it. So you have to figure out, how am I going to get cash? How am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to fund my cash flow and budget needs? So that's a big part of what you have to keep in mind. You also want to kind of assess the risk. If I have a concentrated position, what is the risk that that position, that amount of wealth goes down significantly? And can I handle that? Can my family, can my lifestyle handle a significant drawdown in that particular position? If not, are there ways to hedge it? And we all know that, those people that accumulate these positions, sometimes it's because you started a business, sometimes it's because you work somewhere and you have a bunch of stock or options, sometimes it's because you made a good investment early and it's gone up. And the tough part is, psychologically, it's really hard to get out of those. That's how you've made your wealth, and you want to keep it. You have some information about it. And again, we're not saying that you have to get out of those positions. However, we need to make sure that it fits in with your overall wealth planning, your overall financial planning, your lifestyle, your cash flow, your needs. If you want to buy a house, if you want to buy a car, if you have kids, all of those things, it needs to fit in with everything you have. It needs to fit in from an estate planning, asset protection perspective. So what we look at again is, where does it fit from a risk and diversification standpoint? Are there opportunities to potentially hedge against that position and keep you kind of safe? Are there ways to get cash flow? Are there ways to get some sort of yield or other options? What is the tax consequence? And what is the liquidity of the particular asset that you have that is a concentrated part of your position? So again, these concentrated positions are not bad. It's actually how most people generate a great deal of wealth. But then at some point you have to plan for it. You have to think about how it fits in with your family, your life, and your financial goals.